Hello, freaky friends! This is What is Awesome. Sorry for any background sound. It's a bit noisy today, but welcome to this video where I'm doing something a bit different. I'm actually doing a questions and answers thing. I'm doing the Disney tag. It's something I was recommended to do for a 100 sub special in a Facebook group. So I'm doing this as for a change, because I thought something would be good to do a bit of a change for a 100 sub special. I know I'm already showing a series as a 100 sub special of a Let's Play of Pokemon Nuzlocke, but I thought I'd post this as well in case you wanted something different for a Nuzlocke rather than a Let's Play. Because that's something that I could have done in the first place. This is something which I would have never have done unless I looked it up, you know, so this is something unique for a 100 sub special. And I've got the questions here. I haven't really checked out these questions, I don't know how hard they're going to be, so bear with me if it takes me a while to figure out what I'm doing, and if I rant for a bit trying to figure out what I'm going to answer with. I do like Disney movies, and I've seen most of them. I've seen quite a lot of them, including ones which I haven't wanted to see, like Disney sequels. I have seen possibly more than other people, by a little bit, I don't know. But I'm not an ecstatic fan, I've not seen all of them. So, although I do plan to at some point, because I do love animated movies and I watch anything that's animated, whether it's crap or not. I just like that, it's weird. But, let's start with number one. A scene in any Disney movie you wish you could experience. Well, it's a difficult one because to come with a scene specifically would be a bit difficult. Because the scenes which I would like to experience the most, I guess, would be falling in love. I know it sounds a bit typical, but everybody wants that, don't they? That typical romantic moment where, you know, that's not going to happen in real life. Or it's going to be very rare when that kind of thing happens. But what I want to do, I want to find love. Of course I do. I'm a young adult, I'm single. I want to find love at some point. And it would be nice if it was as magical as it is in the Disney movies, obviously. And I guess the most realistic one, romantic moment in a Disney movie would have to be from Tangled. So I'm going to go with that one. Because in Tangled, it's very subdued kind of romantic moment. The kind of thing which could actually happen genuinely. Whereas if you want something that's a bit more over-the-top romantic, I could go for the one from Little Mermaid, where there's the whole song and dance and the beautiful lights and going down the river in a boat. That's over the top. So I guess you could say that's my number two. But, you know, like I said, any love scene from Disney movie. That's super romantic and sweet and slow, that kind of thing. That's my answer for that question. Question number two. Any unforgettable experience or moment you've had at the Disney parks? Unfortunately, I can't answer this one because I've never been to a Disney park or a Disney... I've never been to any Disney thing. It's not because I'm not interested in it, it's because it's expensive and we don't have any in our area, so we'd have to go really far away to do it. And I've not got really the best options for travel, considering of my, I've got some disabilities that don't allow me to travel so easily. So going that far away is a big deal. Especially considering I don't think we have one in my country, so we're going to have to move to another country, which is a big deal. I mean, I don't remember the last time I'd been on a plane. I think it was when I was a child, before I can remember. So we haven't been abroad for forever. So not only would we have to fix our passports and spend tons of money and go on a whole new experience, it would just be really stressful. And I've heard that the Disney parks are not very good anymore, so I wouldn't want to go now. So, unfortunately, that's not something which in my lifetime I've been able to experience for those reasons, and other ones I don't want to mention, but, yeah, so I haven't really got any comments on that one, unfortunately. Although I have watched many videos out of interest of vines and things, and funny videos of other people's experiences in the Disney parks. And my favourite thing from those videos, to give some kind of answer to this question, my favourite thing from those videos is when they have, you find an actor that is incredibly good at being in character. Like when you find they found Cruella de Vil, and she looked at their dog and made some comments about taking its fur and pretended to steal it. It was great. So that's something that I would think I would really love to experience there. It probably would be my favourite moment. So, question 3. What non-Disney song or songs remind you or bring you back memories of Disney or the Disney parks? Like I said, can't do Disney parks, but it does say Disney as well. Songs that remind me of Disney. There aren't really many songs that remind me of Disney, to be honest. Disney is its own category in my mind. It doesn't really fit much other songs which I listen to. I mean, a lot of the songs which I listen to are often dark songs, so they're definitely not going to match Disney anyway. But there is things like the dramatic song Hellfire from Notre Dame, which could be comparable to classic songs, which I listen to sometimes. Sometimes I think of that and I think, oh, that's like Hellfire. And it makes me want to listen to Hellfire again. So there is that. Plus there's also, whenever I listen to a musical, it can remind me of Disney movies, because obviously Disney movies are musicals and that genre sounds similar. So any musical song number would probably remind me of Disney as well. But there isn't any particular song I can say. It's more genres of songs, really. There isn't any particular song that reminds me of any particular Disney song. So, unfortunately, those are the best answers that I can give. Question number 4. If you could choose any character to be best friends with, who would you choose? Now this is one. Obviously you'd want to be typically, if you want to go as far as possible, just say if it's possible to have any friend, really, then you would want to pick the most crazy one, like a dragon or something. And I think I would like to be friends with, what's his name? That gay dragon from the old Disney cartoon. I would love to be friends with him. That would be fun. Just go riding around the dragon goes, oh, get my nails. That would be hilarious. That would be lots of fun, and I'm sure no one else has given that answer. John, what's the name of that gay dinosaur from the Disney short? John! John! John!
Yeah?
What's the name of the gay dragon from the Disney short? Yeah, the one that people don't often think of. But we like. What's his name?
I have no idea.
Oh, come on. We took it like not too long ago.
I don't remember what his name was.
Ah. I know, it's like a similar song. Oh, gosh. Go on. Oh, well. Now, I might be able to find the answer online if I can look it up. Just a bit to make sure you can... Yeah, you could look it up yourself if you want to know what I'm talking about. Oh, hang on a sec, I found an interesting video. Let me just open that up. That's the problem with going to my YouTube page. I always end up with something interesting and I'm trying to look something up. I'm like, ooh that. But, what was I looking up? Gay. Dragon. Disney. I'm sure it's gonna find it. It's gonna find it. Where is it? It's not found it. That's surprising. I would have thought it would have come up with... Pete's Dragon. I think that's it. The old Pete's Dragon cartoon. I think that's the one I might be thinking of. Or I might be thinking of that... No, I'm thinking of an individual short I'm thinking of. That's not Pete's Dragon, it's a different one. I'm not even sure it's Disney now, what I'm thinking of. It might not be Disney, it might be a different company like Warner Brothers or something, but I swear it was old Disney. I might have to come up with a different answer if I can't. If I can't come up with it. Doesn't seem to be coming up with it. Oh well. I can't seem to find it. I might have been thinking of... something else. I'm not sure anymore now. Okay, I'm finding some interesting stuff now. Maybe it's not Disney I'm thinking of. Don't know if you know what I'm thinking of, but it was like having a shower and everything, and it was super gay. It was like super offensive, gay style. And it was an old cartoon, only just in colour kind of thing. So, I can't seem to find it. Well, I might have to give a different answer to that question, unfortunately. Well, if anyone else can find what I'm actually thinking of, please tell me. Give me a link or something in the comments. But, yeah, but if I think of another character, another Disney character that I would like to be best friends with, problem is a lot of the Disney characters I tend not to like, really, they're okay as a character to watch in a show, but I wouldn't really want to be friends with them, because they often do some stupid something, or something like that. So... they often do something wrong, you know, because there's often that thing like liar reveal and all that, so... you know, for all that kind of thing, it makes it difficult for you to pick someone who would genuinely you'd want to be friends with. So, because you wouldn't want to be friends with someone like the girl from Little Mermaid, Ariel, because she's a bit of a whiny teenager, so she's not going to be fun to be with. You don't want to be the guy from Sinbad and all that, because, or the guy from Treasure Planet, because they're bad. They're people that made bad decisions and stolen things. You know, you don't want to be friends with the people from... I guess I would like to be friends with the guy from El Dorado. Not the guy who ends up falling out with him because he wants to leave with the money. The guy who actually wanted to stay and got to know the people and was really nice to them. And really liked the people and actually changed and became like a nice guy. I would like to be friends with him. He seems quite fun to be around. I think that's a Disney movie, if I recall. Yeah, it would be nice to be friends with him. Yeah, like I said, not someone you'd think no one else would probably pick, but I would want to be friends with them. Also, any of the animals I would want to be friends with. Like, I would love to be friends with the dog from the prince's dog from Little Mermaid, something random like that. That'd be my kind of choice, because I'm a weird person. But on to the next question before, I take too long. Oh god, I've already taken 15 minutes. Oh, I can never make a short video, can I? Okay. Question 5. Your favourite Disney princess. This one is a much simpler question, thank God. As I said, a lot of Disney princesses have a bit of something wrong with them, like they're a bit whingy or something like that, to make them for more an interesting character. But I'd say my favourite character, Disney princess, is one that people don't often think about, but I really like her personality because she's very straightforward and a lot more. She doesn't let people push her around. It's the lady from Hercules, that princess. Yeah, she's technically not a princess, but I think she is included in the Disney princess set in a few times, so I guess I'm gonna say it counts. She might become a princess as well at the end, or didn't she marry Hercules or something? I don't know. But she is great. I just love her personality, the way she's so matter-of-fact, and she's not a fool. Although she ends up having an emotional attachment to these characters anyway, despite the fact that she knows that logically she shouldn't. So she's got faults, but she's also rather smart and strong, and I like that about her. She's one of the only strong Disney princesses, similar to what's her name? Merlin? No, well, not Merlin. Not Merlin. What am I talking about? No, Mulan. That's it. Sounds similar. My brain got confused. But Mulan, she's also a very strong woman, although I don't tend to like her as much because she's more of a typical girly girl, and she's a bit embarrassing, so you don't really want to be around her. She's awkward. And I definitely don't want to be friends with the bloody dragon guy. Ugh, he's annoying. I always found him really annoying in that movie. I'm sorry, I just don't like that character. But, on to the next question. It's number 6. There's only 8 questions, don't worry. Number 6. Name a scene or moment in any Disney movie that never fails to make you cry. Oh yes, there is, for once, I have one specific answer for this, because there is nothing in any Disney movie that has made me cry before, and never fails to make me cry, other than one scene. And that's the scene when the old lady from The Fox and the Hound gives the fox away. And the bit that makes me cry is the bit when she turns her head and cries a single tear, and at the end of the song, and she says, "In my heart you'll always be." Oh, I feel like crying just thinking about it. It's so sad. And it's just done perfectly to a T. The music, the animation, just the way that the fox just rejects her, leaving her, and the way she's so pained to leave him behind. The whole scene's dragged out, and it makes it so much more poignant. So, yeah, that's definitely my choice for that one. And I think a lot of people would agree that that scene made them cry. It's a very popular scene for tearjerker. But, yeah, I don't think I've had any other Disney scene that's made me cry, even though a lot of people find Bamboo. No, Bamboo? What's wrong with me today? Bambi! Bamboo. I got the image in my head of like a deer shaped out of bamboo sticks. Bamboo. Oh, but I've got to make some fan art of that. That'd be great. But Bambi, the scene from Bambi where the mother dies and Bambi's calling for his mom. That scene apparently made a lot of people very upset and made them cry. Although that doesn't really work for me, although I don't think it's because I'm a particularly hard person. I think it's because it's past my time. I'm only 24, so it wasn't and by the time that I was old enough to watch it, or by the time that we actually got the DVD, because Mum didn't really have it to let me watch, and she didn't want me to see the sad scene until I was older. I ended up watching it as an adult, and and past the time when scenes like that were very rare at the time. At the time, it was really serious to have anything dark in a kid's movie, whereas nowadays, they're always having dark and serious moments in cartoons, so I guess I was really desensitized to it by the time I got to it, which merely makes it lose the effect. So I didn't really feel anything from watching that scene. So, especially when everyone says that Bambi had a forlorn cry, but it doesn't sound like it's very forlorn. It just sounds more confused to me. But that might just be that's just my opinion. Don't take it with a pinch of salt. No hate, please. It's an unpopular opinion. Again, I know. Question number 7. Wow, I'm getting a lot of notifications. I've just joined Amino. So, I'm getting a lot of notifications for that. I'll check in a minute. Question number 7. What is the first Disney movie that you remember seeing? I haven't got a good memory, so it's probably not going to be the first Disney movie I've seen that I'm going to remember. But I'm not sure what Disney movie I saw first. I don't really remember the order of the movies. I just remember what movies I've seen. So I guess I'm going to have to try and remember when I was the youngest when watching a Disney movie. So, like I said, obviously not Bambi, because I watched that when I was an adult. Way later, way past its time. That was something I only watched because it was highly recommended, because it was a famous thing I needed to watch. I didn't actually watch it out of interest when it was released, or when someone told me, I took a long time to get to that movie. So it's not that, and it's obviously not any of the Disney sequels, because I saw them later. So it's got to be one of the classic Disneys. It's definitely not Mulan. It's probably one of the ones that's the most fantasy-like, because I think as a kid those would be the only ones which I'd be interested in. I get bored really easily as a kid. It had to be out there for me to be interested. I guess like a lot of kids. So, if I watched a Disney movie as a kid, it'd most likely be The Little Mermaid. I think that was probably the youngest when I watched that one. I seem to remember I watched it several times now. Obviously, I've watched it maybe 5 or 10 times by now. But I remember watching it when I was young. When I watched it again when I was a little older, I remembered some things. So I obviously must have seen it before. I just didn't remember seeing it until I started watching it. So I seem to recall that The Little Mermaid is probably one of the movies I've seen when I've been the youngest, as far as I know. But I guess there probably were other movies which I've watched just because they happened to be on TV. Like the sequel to The Rescuers Down Under. I might have watched that one when I was quite young as well, because that was on TV a few times. What else is there? I remember watching Lady and the Tramp a really long time ago. I watched that when I was young, Lady and the Tramp, because that's a pretty old Disney movie. And Mum made me watch that one. I don't know if The Wind in the Willows is Disney. I'm pretty sure it isn't. That's a thought. One of my first Disney movies I might have watched might have actually been live action. Because my mum was really into those old 50s and 60s live action stuff. She was showing me murder mysteries and all that. So I might have ended up watching one of those first. But God forbid if I remember any of the names of the Disney movies that weren't animated. I'm not going to remember any of them. Actually, I think the first one I might have watched was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. If that's by Disney, I think I actually did watch that first. Either that or The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. But I'm not sure that's by Disney as well. But I think I definitely... Oh, no. The Jungle Book. Sorry, I'm just listing off every movie I know now, but The Jungle Book might have been one of the first ones I've watched. I know it's one of those ones. I think it's most likely was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I'm going to say that's my answer. Because Chitty Chitty Bang Bang was the kind of movie that Mum showed me as a kid. She showed me all those ones. So Chitty Chitty Bang Bang was one of Mum's favourites. It's most likely one of the ones that she would have forced me to watch as a kid. So that's probably one of the ones that's one of the earliest Disney movies I've seen. And unfortunately, I don't like it much. Another unpopular opinion, I don't like that movie much. So I guess the closest movie that I would have liked to have seen would be in The Jungle Book. I liked it more as a kid, though. When I watch it as an adult, it kind of bores me a bit. The Jungle Book. Like, as a kid, it bored me in some scenes as well, but it kept me interested in others. So I guess I wasn't really much of a kid to keep my attention. As a kid, I didn't really analyze and watch things as well as I do now. When I was a kid, I wanted something to entertain me immediately, or otherwise I wasn't interested. I didn't like wasting my time. So, when I was a kid, there were a lot of things which I only half watched. So that's probably why it's difficult for me to remember something I watched as a kid, because I probably never even watched through a whole Disney movie when I was a kid. I probably just watched the scenes I liked. So, yeah, that's the best answer I can give you, I'm afraid. And the last question. What is your favourite Disney movie? Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one. Like I said, I've watched so many Disney movies now. I have no idea what my favourite's going to be. And the problem is, once you've watched a famous movie, a famous classic Disney movie, even if you really liked it when you first watched it, if you keep on watching it, it becomes less and less effective. So it starts to not be your favourite anymore. So, I don't know whether other people have that problem. I don't think they do, but I do. If I watch something too much, it can sometimes lose its effect for me. So, it probably isn't going to be one of Disney classics, believe it or not. My favourite Disney movie. What's one that I enjoy every time? Not Mulan. Mulan is one of my lesser favourites. I don't like some scenes in it. As I said, the dragon I don't like. The Little Mermaid, again, I kind of find the character a bit annoying, so I haven't always liked that one. Oh, of course! Of course! It's my favourite one. Treasure Planet. There you go. That's my favourite Disney movie. The one that people don't often know about. That people don't often think about when they say when they say about Disney movies. Because it's quite unlike their other ones. And, a lot of people didn't watch it until it became a cult classic later. But I actually watched it almost as soon as it came on DVD. Might have even watched it on TV. No, I think I bought it on DVD when it was first on DVD. So I did actually watch that quite early on when it was released. And I really, really liked it. And I still do. There's parts of it which are just so well made. And obviously, John Silver, or whatever his name is, he was a great character. The way he was so complex, the way that he obviously cared about the boy, but also was a criminal. And he found it difficult to explain to the boy how he could be both. You know, he was a good guy and a bad guy at the same time. And you don't get that a lot, especially in Disney movies where they like to go for their stereotypes. So, I really like the fact that the villain wasn't too villainous. I just love the complexity of it. Because even as a kid, I was very analytical and careful about these things. I didn't like stereotypes. I didn't like cliches. I've seen a lot of movies already as a kid. And I already thought myself as a reviewing genius as a kid. Obviously, I know now that I'm not a genius, and I'll say it often over and over again. Take my opinion with a piece of salt, because it's probably biased and stupid, and I'm not very good at explaining myself. But as a kid, I was very critical of things. Very critical. And I loved Treasure Planet, and I still do. The only thing that I didn't like much about it was Ben, because he was a bit too slapstick for my taste, and I didn't like slapstick humour. Because I just thought it was too lowbrow. Yeah, even as a kid, I thought slapstick was too lowbrow. I was a really weird kid, but yeah, Treasure Planet had a great plot. It had great characters, great atmosphere, so well animated, and like I said, John Silver was just perfect. So it had everything you wanted, even the little pink, cute mascot. It had everything you could want in a movie. It makes me wonder why people don't like it as much, but. At least not enough to watch it at the box office, but it was really good. So I'm going to say that's my favourite Disney movie. Sorry if I haven't explained my questions very well, but I tried my best. And sorry this took, oh my god, half an hour to finish 8 questions. Wow, I'm dumb. Sorry about ranting for ages, but this is the nature of this. But to make this a little bit more of an interaction, tell me what your answers to these questions might be in the comments, or if you've done the Disney tag video, put the link in the comments. It will come up as spam, but I'll unspam it and I will look at them all. Honestly, I will, because I am interested to see the videos with these answers to these questions, because these questions are actually rather interesting and in depth, more in depth than I thought they would be for Disney questions. I would like to see your opinions, and I would like to see what you think about my opinion, and if you agree, which would be very interesting, because I don't think anyone's going to agree with me. People often don't. I'm the queen of unpopular opinions here. And as another side note, if you want me to answer any questions that you have in general about me or my YouTube channel, obviously not counting my personal information, I would be happy to answer them in the comments, or if there's enough comments, I might do a Q&A video. So if you would like, please put questions or your own video links or Disney tags in the comments below, and I will look at all the comments. For now, that's all the questions that I have. Thank you for watching. And I'm not sure whether I'm going to have this video animated or just screenshots of my drawings, but either way, I'm going to work hard on making this video. Even if it's just pictures, and it doesn't look like it takes much effort to move pictures across. Believe me, when you have pictures that need to go across a half-an-hour video and change expressions constantly depending on what you're saying, it actually does take a lot of effort. So, thank you very much for watching if you have watched up to this point, or watched any of my YouTube videos. Thank you very much, because without you or any of my views or any of my subscribers, even every single one, every single view and like and sub matters a lot to me, because I put a lot of effort in these videos, and it's hard for me to find time to do these since I've been ill a lot, because I'm just prone to sickness, and recently, the last 3 months, I've been really ill. So if I've put out anything, it's been an old video, and it's been hard to get them up, but I wanted to do it anyway, because I enjoy doing this, and I don't want to leave you guys out of content for too long. And like I said, thank you so much for 100 subs. I can't even believe I've got to that point. Even though it's taken 3 years, I'm still super stoked about it. I never thought I would get to this point. So I guess this is a thank you video as well. Thank you very much for everything, freaky friends. And I hope you have a very nice day. Thank you for watching. Goodbye!